And today we're going to start the lesson 2.40's polynomial function. This lesson is a little bit long lesson, but I just summarize it because it's repeated what's written in 2.3, and there is a graphing calculator that we need to use during this lesson. But because I'm not letting my student doing the graphing calculator, so I will skip a lot of parts. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are going just to find the real zeros of polynomials of the function, also find complex zeros of polynomial. Okay, now let's start doing the real zero. We know that after we factor the polynomial, okay, and we get this zero and this one here, so those are my zeros for the function. Same thing, if I need to factor this, okay, it will get this one here and this one, so the zeros are this one. So when I get a whole number or a fraction like this, so we call this as a rational zero. But when I get square root, positive or negative, so we call this one irrational zeros. Okay, now the important part of this lesson, okay, is to find what are the zeros. What's the big difference between 2.3 lesson and 2.4 lesson? In 2.3, the question example give you 2x cubed plus 2x minus 3x, sorry, let's say this x, okay, and minus 3x plus 1, and the question asks you, is x minus 1 a factor? Okay, so the question in the lesson 2.3, they give you the polynomial and they give you the divisor, okay, and they ask you to find the quotient and find the factor. In the lesson 2.4, they will not give you this. They will not give you. They will ask you what are the factors for this polynomial. So how you can test the numbers. Now, our goal in this lesson is to extract or to find this term here, which is we need to find the factors of this. How we can do this one? Okay, to know how we can do this one, I will just summarize it to you. You look to the polynomial. Okay, we can say it should be positive, negative factors of righty over factors of lefty. Okay, or we can say it factors of an over factors of a0. What's an and what's a0? A0 is the last term of the polynomial, which is the constant. Okay, so the factors of 1, okay, over, sorry, again. So the factors of 1, okay, the factors of righty, this is 1 and this is 2. Sorry. Okay, factors of righty over the factors of a over, which is an, the factors of lefty, which is equal here 2. So those are the factors that I have, okay, when I need to find the answer. Okay, now let's take this example to understand what I'm talking about. Look to this one. List all possible rational zeros of each function, then determine if any are zeros. Okay, first thing, look to the question, factors of righty. Factors of righty, which is equal factors of 8. So factors of 8 over factors of lefty, which is factors of 3. Okay, factor of 3. Now, what are the factors of 8? The factors of 8 are 1, okay, 1, 2, 4, and 8. And as you see, it's positive and negative, so you have to take all the factors in positive sign and you have to take all the factors as negative sign. So positive 1, negative 1, positive 2, negative 2, positive 4, negative 4, positive 8, negative 8. And the factors of 3, it's only 1 and 3, also you have to take them as positive and negative. Now, how to find the factors? What you have to do, you have to divide every term, okay, by every term in the denominator. Every term in the numerator, so example, 1 divided by 1 is equal positive 1. And negative 1 divided by negative 1 is equal negative 1. See? Also, same thing. Now we take the other one. So positive 1 over 3. So it should be 1 over 3 and 1 over 3. The first time is positive, the second time is negative. So it should be 1 over 3 is 1 over 3, and here negative 1 over 3. Now, after I finish this, after I divide the first term with so I have to take now the second term, divide by everyone. So 2 divided by 1 is equal 2. Then 2 divided by 1 negative, so negative 2. Okay, then I have to take negative 2 divided by 3. So 2 over 3 is equal 2 over 3 as positive, and negative 2 over 3, so it should be negative 2 over 3. Okay, now we do the same thing for the 4. So do you see now the steps? Now, as you can see, all of these that I get them are possible 0. One of them, if I replace one of them in x, I will get one of them is equal 0. Okay, so now I don't need now to write all of this. Let me erase this one. Okay, the zeros are written here, so I wrote the zeros here. So now what you have to do, okay, you have to cut your calculator. Okay, the steps now what you have to do to find which one of these are the 0. Okay, take your calculator and replace each value in the calculator. Means you have to replace positive 1 here, positive 1 here, positive 1 here. If you get 0, so just start doing the long division for 1 and factor. If the answer is not 0, so don't do the simple division. So now take the negative 1, so replace negative 1 in every x. So if they take positive 2, also replace in every. Okay, you have to replace all the number and as positive and negative in the polynomial, okay, to get equal 0. When you get the number equal 0, you can start doing this. Okay, now after I replace the calculator all numbers, I discovered that negative 2 is giving me 0. So if I replace negative 2 in the function example, so if I replace f of negative 2 is equal to 3 times negative 2 cube minus 7 times negative 2 square minus 22 times negative 2 plus 8, I get equal. When I replace it, I get 0. So that's mean negative 2 is the factor. So now let's do the synthetic division. 3, negative 7, negative 22, and plus 8. So now let's do the synthetic division for this. Always first term goes down. 3 times negative 2 is equal to negative 6. We add them, okay, is equal negative 13. Okay, then negative 13 times negative 2 is equal to 26. Okay, then negative 22 plus 26 is equal 4. 4 times negative 2 is equal a, so the answer is 0. So now after I get the answer, now the polynomial will be f of x equal 3x square, because the highest is x cubed, so it will be x square minus 13x plus 4. Okay, so this is the factor for the first one. The second one here is x. Okay, the divisor is minus 2, so you take the opposite, so plus 2. Okay, so now after I found this one, I can now find the factors, find the zeros for this. So what are the factors? So let's multiply 3 times 4 to find the factor. X squared minus 13x plus 12. Okay, so this one is the polynomial, and multiply with x plus 2. Okay, let me complete my answer here. Okay, now what are the factors of a 12 that if I add them I get negative 13? Okay, sorry, negative 13. So I know the factors is negative 1 and negative 12. Because negative 12 times negative 1 is equal to 12, and they get 3. So the answer is equal x minus 1 and x minus 12 and x plus 2. Now, because I multiplied by 3, so I have to divide now by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Okay, so the answer will be x minus 1 over 3. The other one is x minus 12 divided by 3 is equal 4, x minus 4, and x plus 2. Okay, so the first 0 is x equal 1 over 3. The second x is equal 4. The third x is equal negative 2. So this is the way how can I find the factors of the cubic function. Okay, so my goal, so this is what's the only thing new in this lesson 2. The lesson 2.4, this one here is to find only the zeros using the factors right over lefty. Okay, and all the other steps same as lesson 2.3. Okay, now try to do this 2 question by yourself, and if you need help, please let me know. Okay, now the next part of this lesson, okay, if the question give you the zeros and you need to find the polynomial. Okay, so example, let's say I will give you 3, 4, and 5. So this is the zeros that I have for my polynomial. So now you need to find the polynomial. So how to find the polynomial when the zero is given? So just replace, as the rule said, you take every x's and you replace it with x minus something. Let's consider always a equal 1. Okay. Okay, now so when you need to write the polynomial, f of x is equal, take the first one, so it will be x minus 3. The next, let me put this one again. So now x 4, so it will be x minus 4. And this one x minus 5, so you have to take x plus 5. You take always the opposite side. Then what you have to do, you have to do distributive property, and you get the polynomial x plus 5. Then we do the distributive property again, and until you get the polynomial f of x is equal to something. So this is the way of solving the question, or to find the polynomial. Let's take this example here. Or before the example, don't forget the conjugate root theorem. The conjugate root theorem, if you have example 4, 3, and example if you have 6i. So the 6i comes from where? Which is the irrational number, or let's say it's imaginary number. So this comes from, example, if I give you this, x squared plus 9 equals 0. So if you need to solve this, minus 9, so we cancel this, x squared equal negative 9. So if I square root for both sides, so I create x positive, negative. There is a negative here, so I take it outside as I. So I equal 3. So as you can see, I have 3i and I have negative 3i. So if the question giving you a 6i, so of course you don't have only one answer. Of course you will have 6i and you will have negative 6i, because from where the I comes from? It comes from the root, right? And the root always giving you how many answers? Giving you 2 answers. So that's why always when you have 6i, you have to replace as positive 6i and negative 6i. Okay? Don't forget this. Now, let's start doing this question. Find the polynomial function given it's 0. Right? Now, as you can see, we have 3 zeros. So the first 0 is equal negative 2, the second 0 is equal 4, the third 0 is 9 minus I. 3 minus I. So this one is one term, okay? So 3i, okay, or 4i, also 4 minus I, or 5 minus I, okay? All of these considered as a conjugate or imaginary number, okay? Now, so let's apply the rule. F of x equal. The first one is negative 2, so you have to take it x plus 2. Okay? The second one is x 4, so you have to take it x minus 4. Then we have 3 minus I. So the first thing you have to take x, this one is one term, okay? So x minus 3 minus I, okay? And x plus 3 minus I, because it's just one term. Now what you have to do, just use distributive property, okay? Let's start now doing distributive property for the first two brackets, okay? So if I did the distributive property, so x times x is x squared, x times negative 4, negative 4x. Then if I 2x plus 2x, then 2 times negative 4 is equal negative 8. Now let's add the like term. So like term, this one here and this one here, they are like term. So x square minus 2x minus 8. So done. I finished this two bracket. Now let's go to this two bracket here. To simplify this one, we need first to distribute the negative for the bracket here. The same thing here. Here is positive, so you don't have to distribute anything. So the first bracket will be x minus 3 plus I. Okay. The second bracket here, it should be x plus 3 minus I. Okay. Now after we simplified and distribute the negative, now what you have to do is you have to focus here. We need to let I alone, okay? Because I can now take this part here, x plus 3 and x minus 3 together. I can't take them together because if I multiply, as you can see, the difference of 2 square, you know that, example, if I have x minus a and x plus a, this one means x minus a squared. Okay, this is a rule, you have to keep it in your mind. Okay, when you have two bracket, same x, same a, same x, same a, but only the difference sign is different. Okay, so you have to keep it both of them with a square. So as you can see, this x plus 3 and x minus 3, they are same. Okay, so when you need to take it, so it will be x minus 3 square. And as you can see, I is positive y and here is negative I. If we distribute, if we multiply them, we will get negative I will get, let me use this, negative I squared. Okay, now let's simplify this bracket. So to simplify this bracket, we know that x, this one means x minus 3 and x minus 3. So the answer after simplifying this is x squared minus 2, not 2, sorry, minus 6x, okay, plus or plus 9. Okay, so if we simplify this bracket, it will be this one, and we know that any I squared means -1. Okay, so I replace I squared with -1. This is a rule. So now this one here, don't forget, but keep the minus. Okay, so the minus goes down, and I squared is equal to -1, so -1 here. Okay, so this is how we can simplify all the bracket. So now we can just add the like term, so it should equal x squared minus 6x. 9 negative with negative become positive, so 9 plus 1 is equal positive 10. Okay, and don't forget, take this one down, so it's equal x squared minus 2x minus 8. Now this is if we distribute a property for this one. Okay, x squared, let me erase this one so we have a space. Okay, to write this one. So x times x squared times x squared is x to the power 4, and x squared times -6x is equal -6x cubed, x squared plus 10x squared. Okay, then I have to multiply -2x. So -2x times x squared -2x cubed. Then -2x times -6x is equal positive 12x squared. Then -2x times 10 is equal -20x. Then let's multiply -8. So -8 with x squared is -8x squared. Then -8 times -6 is equal positive 48x. Then -8 times 10 is equal -80. Now let's add the like term. So x, as you can see, x4 it's alone, no like term with the x4, so let's keep it alone. X to the power 4. Then we have x -6x cubed and -2x cubed. They are the same. Okay, let me erase this. Okay, we put them in the same color. So -6, it should equal -8x cubed. Then we have positive 10x squared and 12x squared and -8x squared. So all of these are like term. So 22 minus 8 is equal 16. So plus 16x squared. Sorry, not 16. Sorry, not 16. 14. Okay, 14x squared. Then I have -20x. Okay, -20x with a positive 48x is, they are like term, so the answer is equal plus 28x, and the last one is -8, it's alone. So now the polynomial is equal, okay, f of x is equal x to the power of 4 minus 8x cubed plus 14x squared plus 28x minus 80. I know it's a lot of distributive property things, but if you memorize the multiplication table very well, so the question will be easy to you. Okay, now try to solve these questions. Okay, and if you need any help, please ask me. Before you simplify doing this, I did not explain when it's written like this: 1 multiplicity 2. So 1 multiplicity 2 means the first one here, it should be x plus 3. It's easy. This one means x, the 1 is positive, right? So you take -1. Multiplicity 2, that means this bracket repeated twice, so it should be squared here. Then for I, you know how to do it, which is x minus 4i and x plus 4i. This is easy one. Okay, try now to complete this. Okay, and if you need any help, please ask me. Here are another question: factor and find the zero polynomial. This is easy. You have to take the factors of righty over the factors of lefty, and you complete the steps. And if you have any question, please ask me. Okay, try to do this also questions, and after you finish, okay, check your answer. And here are some questions, try to solve them. First, try to solve from question 1 to 8, then skip, then go question 32 to question 48 on page 127. Okay, I hope you understand this. Have a good day. Bye-bye.